Hey guys, what's up? This is the Grayskin, and today I've decided to do a short mod pack tutorial for Galacticraft. So I'm probably going to do more than one part for this, but right now I'm going to show you how to make your oxygen supply and what have you. And like how to get to the moon and space. Should probably not have done that. So the first thing you're going to want to do is to learn how to make this setup. So it's essentially you get your oxygen collector and your oxygen tank filler and your generator to provide power to the both. So what you can do is grab your coal and your oxygen tanks, put your coal in the generator, which will give it power, as you can see. And if you see those particles, that means it is functioning correctly. So I've got proper power now, so I could just throw in this and it'll start filling up my tank. So the way that this you can kind of make this, it's in two parts. The oxygen collection and actual oxygen unit, which you can hook up other oxygen devices to. So this will take in oxygen and feed it into the compressor, which will fill up your tanks. And then you have your generator, which will power batteries, and you can put in the batteries here and the generator here. So if we go back over here, we can see that this is slowly filling up because it requires a lot more, because it's a bigger oxygen collector. And when you're on the moon, you want leaves to pick up the oxygen. So you might just want to grab a sapling and plant a tree down. And with this, you'll just collect the oxygen from the trees, but it has to be close enough. So that's and it'll fill up other tanks as well. So all valid tanks, it will fill up. Now, I can even show you how the generator works by doing that. And it'll start putting in energy. Now, to get into space, you're actually going to want a decent amount of gear to actually breathe. So if I go into mode survival, I can't communicate with this guy, so, and I won't be able to breathe in space or do any of that. So, yeah, that's there. So, once that gets filled up, so you'll equip your gear in here. So, parachute, oxygen mask, oxygen gear to breathe, shield controller if you want, and frequency module if you want. These two aren't necessarily necessary, but and then you throw in your air. So let me just grab an extra bit of oxygen. And so to craft your rocket, you're going to want bits of the rocket, like the nose cone and the plates and the rocket engine. So you're going to put in your nose cone, your plates, your fins, and then your rocket, and optional storage space. So then you're going to take your rocket out, and you're going to want to also fuel it and put it on the launch pad. So, I may need to get a battery. Here, can I break these with my bare fists? Yes, I can. You'll see where I'm going with this in a second. So I could easily just do this. And if I have enough, please tell me I have enough. I don't, so I'm gonna have to go game mode creative and get a battery. So if I go search for battery, oh, I should show you how you can charge them. So if I go and this starts fueling, so you can just put in your battery and it'll start to charge it relatively quickly as well. So I'll grab my battery, I'll go put it in my fueling station, so I can just keep filling this up with canisters, with fuel, so that once I have enough, it will power my rocket. So to actually launch it, you're going to want to put your launch pads in this formation, and then put your rocket down here. See? But it won't let me because I don't have enough oxygen. So I'll put in this, and it'll start to... dang it, I don't know how to get into that inventory. So once it starts and stops loading, or stops going down, so this is essentially, if you want to, this will, like, if you have enough of them, you could hide this. And I'm just going to throw in all my tanks and my fire. So now I should have enough fuel, so I'm going to start to launch, which is space. Which, you got the countdown, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And as you can see, you can kind of rotate in the air and move off a little. I don't think it's very healthy for anyone who's standing under you, because that does not look great for your health. You can even go into F1 in here. It's not much of a view, but not as good as a view when you look down at the big Earth. And, like, it'll even show you what you need to do. So, like, you're going to want to craft a circuit, and wafers, and oil, and yeah. You can even create space stations. So, as I'm approaching this, I have enough oxygen. Like, I have a bunch of oxygen so that I can go to the moon. Because if my oxygen runs out, I'll start to suffocate. As you can see, that's my oxygen level, I think. Since I have the launch controller, normally you'd be in a pod that was going down. Made an oxygen sealer, an oxygen room with, like, that airlock, which is pretty neat. So, like, this is moon turf, and yep, and you can leave footprints, and it's, like, a little bit like rock, but more like dirt, and that's actual rock. Dirt, sorry, not moon turf. So if I head in here, I have a nice bubble. And as I can see, if I disable the seal, it will not do that. And I can just fuel this. And you can put in normal oxygen there, but I broke the supply. So if I enable the seal, I can't, but normally I'd be able to take off this. But as you can see, you start losing health quickly. You'll start to suffocate. There'll be this big warning sign, so you're going to want to quickly switch back over and throw back on your oxygen. And now you're fine. You can even head out of this big seal. I like the airlocks, because you can even set now only I can enter it. So now, if I want to walk in, only I can walk in. No one else can walk in. And I haven't actually gotten this part set up, but there are moon villages on the moon, which I'm currently looking for. So I can just bounce around, check my oxygen, make sure I still have enough. Ooh, look, a cave. And ore, and no thanks. I don't want to deal with skeletons on the moon, which are essentially normal skeletons, but with oxygen gear set up. Now, if I head back over to my spaceship, I can head back home, especially since my oxygen supply will be starting to run low. So, I'm launching, and I'll be right back home on that little blue dot. Because it's hard to see right now because there's a lot of steam. But there's the moon, there's the sun, or sun and earth. Man, it's weird being on the moon. Like, all of that will, like, become... Yeah. And I wish it showed where the moon was, like it did when you launch off the Earth. You can even tilt your spaceship, as I said before. Which uses fuel, so it's not recommended by me. Oh, and I think that's my fuel meter, that little green bar. So if I were to keep launching, it would not end well. And now I can take off my oxygen gear safely. And the parachute even works. Is that a pig? Or the villager? But you can auto-equip this. But actually, I forgot to show you, now that I have this on, I can actually talk to the villager. See? The inner sapphire. Tanks. Air. Such. Food. Wafers. Workbench. Schematics. Oh, you can get a tier 2 rocket. For your moon Becky, of course. You can get compressed copper, compressed tin, nope. And if you can get these by trading saplings, all that jazz. And since I have this, I can be like, oh, what's in this? Oh, and there's all sorts of, like, liquids. And you can also go to the Mars and Venus, but that has been it for this video, guys. If you liked, please remember to like and subscribe. This has been the Gray Skin. Peace out.